Day 1. Please tell me about yourself.
My name is Jane. I am in my early 20s. I was raised in Pohang and then I moved to Seoul to begin my university studies. I graduated from K University with a BA in International Business last year. During my college days, I used to work as a part-timer at an Italian restaurant in Seoul for 1 year. While working there, I had various experiences that increased my knowledge of service management. Currently, I am working at Dottie Department Store as a manager. I am very passionate when it comes to my work. Also, I have a handsome boyfriend who really cares and loves me a lot.
Day 2.
You have said in the survey that you stay at home during the vacation or holidays. What activities do you usually do at home? Please explain all the activities you like to do in detail.
During holiday vacation, I like reading novels, keeping pets, cooking, and doing chores. I like reading novels which have adventurous plots. My hobby is to keep pets. Since I was a child, I had a lot of experience living alone because both my parents were working. Therefore, these animals became my best friends. I cook during my free time over the weekend. Last weekend, I made chicken soup for my family. I usually do the housework over the weekend. This is because I am so busy over the weekdays that I straight away clean up and go to bed after I get back home. How was your first day of school? Was it memorable? What happened? Describe it in details.
My first day at school was quite a frightening experience at first. For the first time in my life, I was going to spend almost every day with a group of people that I had never met before. It was very strange for me. My parents took me inside and spent some time with other parents while watching me in the classroom. After some time, they had to leave as my classes began. The teachers were very friendly and tried to cheer me up. Eventually, I started to have so much fun that I forgot about all my worries and simply enjoyed the time. I made some great friends who played with me and made sure that I wasn't lonely. Because going to school was a big change for me, the day was very memorable. Make a comparison between your school and another school that you know. What are the differences in student numbers, appearance, and overall size? What other unique differences are there?
My current university is about 3 times larger than B University. It also has a lot of nature surrounding it. There are birds and animals that inhabit the nearby bushland. B University is much smaller and completely concrete. There is almost no nature at all. The appearance of my current university is older because it was built quite a long time ago. Many of the buildings are made with brown bricks, but the insides have been renovated and refurbished. Buildings that look old on the outside are actually quite modern on the inside. B University school buildings all look brand new and recently built. The students in my school are a lot more relaxed about their work and appearance compared to B University. They just want to enjoy their university lives without any worries. The facilities are also run in a different manner. I find that my current university is more helpful and takes the initiative if I ever have any problems. That is very helpful for me. What do you usually do before and after going to the movies? Tell me your typical routine when you go to the movie theater.
Before I go to watch a movie, I research which movies are being screened. I then call friends to see if any are willing to join me. If it is possible to get a group of friends willing to watch a movie, we will first go out for a meal an hour prior to the movie and then head to the theater. Considering that the movie ends at a reasonable time, my friends and I may choose to either indulge in coffee or enjoy a beer. However, if the movie ended at a late time or my friends have to work the next day, we would simply go our separate ways. If nobody decides to join me, I would choose to attend an early discounted session. Since I attended the early show by myself, I could treat myself to some ice cream or read a novel at a coffee shop for relaxation after watching the movie. Describe one of your friends at school.
I have a friend at school with the name of Alex. He is dark-skinned and has very dark brown eyes. He is a funny guy that I always like being around. Alex is the type of person who can make me smile on my saddest days. In summary, I enjoy his company very much. Describe one of your things in your room.
I'd like to tell you about my bed. My bed is a double size and is big enough for me. It is very comfortable. On the other hand, because it is pushed against the wall, sometimes I drop things and they are difficult to get back without moving the entire bed. The frame is wooden and the mattress is mostly cotton. Therefore, I personally prefer my bed over all the others. Describe one of your activities at school.
One of the activities I have at school is the University Festival. We had a festival recently, which was really fun, and many of the students enjoyed it quite a bit. There is usually a concert, many food stalls, rides, games, and activities for students to undertake. This year, we had some famous K-pop stars like Girls' Generation and Beast come to my university. There were also lots of makeshift pubs where students could eat and drink beer all night. The food stalls sold a lot such as grilled squid, cookies, lollies, noodles, sandwiches, chips, meat, and many other delicious foods. The university also organized sporting activities and races to win prizes. There were also shooting galleries and goldfish scooping games to play. The festival was quite a success, as I had an enjoyable time with my friends. I cannot wait for next year's festival.
Describe one of your places at home.
Let me start by describing my favorite place at home, the garden. You'll find that there is a grass lawn where you can relax in the sun and a vegetable patch for growing many things. There are even many fruit trees. There is a lot of sentimental value in the garden because I spent a lot of time there playing sports with my father. I also had to finish my assignment in school. You may ask 3 or 4 questions to figure out more details about my assignment.
Hello, I would love to ask a few questions about your assignment. What kind of topic was it? When was the deadline? Was it a group assignment? Did you have to make a presentation? Thank you for listening to me.
You cannot attend your class tomorrow. Call the professor and ask him 2 or 3 questions about the class and homework.
Hello, Professor. I have a few questions to ask about today's class and homework because I wasn't able to attend. Which pages did you go over today? Also, what about the homework? What should I complete before next week's class? When is the exam day? I forgot to put down on my notes last time. Thank you for your help. See you next week in class. I'm sorry, but there's a problem you need to resolve. You have an assignment to hand in by this Monday, but you feel like you can't finish it by that day. Call your professor and resolve the problem.
Hello, this is Andy. I'm calling to talk about the project that is due on Monday. I have a couple of concerns that I need to raise with you. I don't think that I will be able to finish my assignment by Monday. It's because I've been really busy with work and personal obligations. Would it be possible to get a 24-hour extension? There is still more than 48 hours until the assignment is to be submitted, so maybe I could get some sort of permission from you. If you need a form filled out, I'll do it and hand it in to you today if you need it. If that's not possible, will there still be a late submission box that I can put my assignment into?
There is a course you really want to take, but it is already full. Call your professor and explain your situation to get permission to take the course.
Hello, Professor. I am Minsu. I'm calling you to inquire about one of your classes. I have one subject remaining in my major, but the class is full. Could you please make room for me? If I don't take this class, I will have to wait a year to take the next class. Also, I am planning to go as an exchange student to France next year. Since your subject is a prerequisite for going on an exchange, I must take this course for this semester. This situation is quite problematic for me. I know it is not possible to kick another student out, but I desperately ask for your help to make my spot here. I am eager to go as an exchange student and graduate next year. I will be waiting for your reply. Goodbye. Day 3.
Please describe the inside of one of your school buildings.
One of the school buildings that I like the most is the library. It is a huge building with 3 stories. As soon as you go inside, you can find a lot of things, like a student cafe, multimedia room, study room, and bookstore. In the cafe, we can simply order coffee and read books. Also, the multimedia room provides countless DVDs and video clips that we can watch every day. There is also a bookstore where students can buy books. I cherish the study room because that is where I met my girlfriend. There are many rows of seats with tables attached to the armrests. I have lots of memories studying there with my girlfriend. It also has a projector, copy machine, and many different types of chairs. What is something memorable that happened at school? Who was involved and why did it happen?
The most memorable event that happened during my time at university was my graduation. During the ceremony, I received my diploma with honors. It felt great to have my achievements recognized. I was with all of my college friends. I am glad that we were successful in achieving our goals. We celebrated afterwards with our families, talking about our future goals. This helped us anticipate a brighter future rather than the negative possibilities we so often agonized over. I hope this achievement is viewed as the first of many significant accomplishments in my life. Make a comparison between your school and another school that you know. What are the differences in student numbers, appearance, and overall size? What other unique differences are there?
My current university is about 3 times larger than B University. It also has a lot of nature surrounding it. There are birds and animals that inhabit the nearby bushland. B University is much smaller and completely concrete. There is almost no nature at all. The appearance of my current university is older because it was built quite a long time ago. Many of the buildings are made with brown bricks, but the insides have been renovated and refurbished. Buildings that look old on the outside are actually quite modern on the inside. B University school buildings all look brand new and recently built. The students in my school are a lot more relaxed about their work and appearance compared to B University. They just want to enjoy their university lives without any worries. The facilities are also run in a different manner. I find that my current university is more helpful and takes the initiative if I ever have any problems. That is very helpful for me. Day 4. How do you register for classes? Where do you begin, and how does it happen?
Registering for classes is an easy thing to do. First, I simply go on to my university webpage and click the Students tab. It has many resources and important things, such as the library webpage, online campus, student emails, and information about events, student exchanges, and many other things. Then, I click on a button called Student Online, which takes me to a page where I need to log in. Once I log in, I am redirected to a page where I can amend my details such as my address, phone number, and many other things. It also has a place where I can view my grades and subjects. If I click the Subjects link, that takes me to where I can see all of my core and elective subjects. Finally, I simply choose which semester I want to do with core subject. For electives, I search through a list and select the subject I want to learn. It isn't competitive as there is always room for more students. I want to know about your favorite school teacher. Tell me about his or her appearance and personality. Why do you personally like him or her so much?
My favorite English teacher is a beautiful old lady. She was about 60 years old. Her appearance was what one would expect of an elderly woman. Gray haircut at her shoulders, and big round glasses, and a crinkled pale face and bright blue eyes. Her eyes were magnified by her thick glasses. She usually wore horizontally striped plain sweaters and gray trousers. She was intelligent and was able to teach me a lot of things. Many of her students truly liked her because she was extremely kind to us, like a grandmother to her grandchildren. Everyone in her class was mesmerized by her warmth and sheer captivating ability. Tell me your favorite class in school and why you like it so much.
My favorite class in school is history. I enjoy it because I am a very big fan of history. I love to learn about people and events in the past. Reality is usually a lot more interesting than what is written in fantasy books. Reading about the lives of great people really intrigues me. Learning about how people moved and interacted with one another has always interested me greatly. The teacher is also really nice and teaches well. He has a lot of knowledge about history, so I can talk to him in depth about a lot of things.
Are you doing any school projects right now? What kind of project is it?
The project that I am doing now is a group project. Since it has a great impact on my final grade, I should really take it seriously. I need to put a lot of effort into researching. The project is about researching a company's marketing strategy. We need to do surveys, interviews, collect data, visit different companies, and give a presentation. We also have to bear in mind that we need to make a PowerPoint slide for our presentation. This group project has to be finished in just 1 month. Upon finishing the presentation, a professor will give us each feedback and evaluate our results. I want to know about the various forms of technology you use while at school. Tell me about them.
The technology that I mainly use at school is my laptop. I take it around with me and keep all of my work in it. I can access the internet and the virtual classrooms whenever I want. I can also edit all of my assignments or homework on there. It is also very useful for group assignments because I can communicate with everyone very easily or message my professors if I ever have a question. I also make good use of the Wi-Fi to get information access or communicate. It is also great for watching videos on YouTube or reading news articles to waste time when I am waiting for the next class. The projectors inside the classes are very useful for presentations with PowerPoint slides. Day 5.
What do you want to do once you graduate from school?
I want to work in a company that manufactures alcohol. I was hanging out with my friends drinking alcohol, and we talked about our future and getting jobs. We said we should get a job related to alcohol because we are very passionate about drinking. Actually, it was just a joke, but I found myself thinking about it seriously. Throughout my European trip, I tried the different national alcohol of each country, such as the beer of Germany and the wine of France. I considered those drinks to be a big part of the culture of each country. The company I want to work at makes the traditional alcohol of Korea. It would be so cool if I could contribute to the traditional alcohol that represents my country. I want to introduce the excellence of Korean alcohol. Also, I want to work in the manufacturing department because my major is food science. Tell me about your campus. What is it like? What are the buildings like?
The campus consists of 4 newly built modern buildings. There are the library, main building, student union building, and media hall. Along with the new modern buildings is the older building, which was constructed in 1947 when the school was established. It represents the past history of the campus. My campus accommodates tennis courts, swimming pools, and other sports facilities. There are also 2 snack bars located near the parking lot, offering a diverse menu of food and snacks according to the students' preferences. There are a lot of trees and flowers on campus. There is a large floral garden with fountains and streams. It is the perfect place for me to rest and study in peace. It is also a famous spot for many students to walk through and visit between their classes. Another area that the students seem to enjoy is the common room, which is located at the center of the campus. I often go there to have snacks when I am hungry.
There is a course you really want to take, but it is already full. Call your professor and explain your situation to get permission to take the course.
Good afternoon, Professor Baba. Unfortunately, I was unable to enroll into your class. The reason is because I was out of the country and there was no internet available. It was simply not possible. I really need your help because if I don't get into this class, it will put off my graduation for a year because I will be waiting just to take this one class. Could you please just allow me into your class? Just make this one exception, please. It is very important for me. If that isn't possible, could you please talk to one of the other professors and try to squeeze me in somewhere? I am really desperate. Thank you for your time.
You cannot attend your class tomorrow. Call the professor and ask him 2 or 3 questions about the class and homework.
Hi, Professor Silva. This is Lucy. I am taking your society class. I won't be able to make it to your class tomorrow because I will be going to Busan for my friend's wedding. I hope you can understand. I wish it didn't happen, but I don't have a choice with this matter. I'd like to ask a few questions about tomorrow's class. Is there anything missing from the slides that you will be covering? Any notices or extra information which would be important for me to know? Also, about the homework, can I please get a scanned version of the answers for this week? Since I won't be able to make it to class, I don't want to miss out on the answers to the homework either. Thank you.
You are doing a group project and you have caught one member of your group plagiarizing. Call the professor, explain what just happened, and discuss 2 or 3 ways of solving this problem.
Hello, Professor Udara. I'm Jennifer from your International Business class. My group just finished doing our group assignment, but I caught one of the students plagiarizing. I scanned the project on the program that you provided for us, and I found that a part was copied from the internet. The person who did that part is Jackie. I tried talking with her about it, but she refused to change it and said that she wrote it herself. I know she is lying because it is from the internet, word for word. I didn't want us all to fail for this, so I am telling you now. You can either fail Jackie for plagiarism or cut her marks in half. I don't really care as long as the other hard-working members of my group aren't punished for no reason. You can choose how you want to punish her.
Day 6.
I want to know what kind of furniture and home appliances I will be able to find in your house. Give a description of all of them to me.
There is plenty of equipment and furniture at my home. 6 items are located in the living room, where my family and I spend time together. A brand new flat-screen TV, a karaoke set as my family likes to sing, a DVD player, a big brown carpet, and a painting on the wall, which has a beautiful scene. The kitchen fixtures are located in the kitchen. We have a dish drainer, shelves, a microwave oven, a refrigerator that is filled with a bunch of delicious foods, an oven, and an electric stove, which is safer to use than a gas stove. My room furniture consists of a desktop, a study table, wooden chairs, bookshelves, a lamp, and a scanner. My favorite furniture is a huge wardrobe located in the fitting room. It looks very ancient and mysterious. It also makes our house feel very exotic. Did your parents give you any duties when you were a child? What did you do in order to accomplish the tasks?
When I was young, I was doing an errand for my mom. Around 7 p.m., before our family supper, my mom would go to the kitchen to get ready to cook. She would give me a written list which contained what I had to buy from the supermarket. Usually there was chicken breast, eggs, and lettuce as they were my favorite menu's ingredients. As the supermarket was very near my home, it only took 3 minutes for me to walk there and grab those things. When I finished my mission and came back home, Mom always complimented me. I don't remember when I stopped doing my duties, but I still remember how happy my family was at that moment. I miss that atmosphere at times because I now live alone in Seoul.
Tell me about some of the problems that happened in your house. You may have had disagreements with other people living in the house, or something might have been broken.
My brother loves to play soccer inside the home. There are some shelves beside the fridge. On those shelves are fragile vases and statues of sorts. My brother loves to kick the ball near those decorations and has broken many of them over the last few years. To make this worse, sometimes my father joins in and plays with my brother. This, of course, makes my mother extremely angry as she watches my brother and father kicking the ball all over the place and breaking various things. I find it very entertaining to watch it. Has a change been made to your house? Tell me what kinds of changes have happened.
We have renovated part of the upstairs. We took 2 of the bedrooms and combined it into one room to make it bigger, and we included a bathroom, which I love. We also repainted the walls of our living room. We repainted the walls into a beige color and expanded one of the rooms from 20 meters square to 30 meters square. The dining room and main living room furniture were replaced. The couches, chairs, and tables were replaced with brand new furniture to match the new color of the walls. There are now more windows facing the sun in order to light the house more. The storage and laundry areas were relocated to the very back of the house. In total, there are now 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 living rooms, 2 dining rooms, a kitchen, a storage room, and a laundry room. How do you go about buying furniture? Where would you normally go to buy it? Do you like to compare the prices in many stores, or is there one place that you always go to?
Before buying new furniture, I always make sure that I find out what I need and how much space I have. Then I go on the internet and check all the prices as research. I visit the websites of many furniture stores and see what they are selling. I also look at auction websites to see if I can get good furniture for very cheap. I then visit many stores and try to bargain down the price of the furniture. There is a place I like to visit most for furniture, as it usually has the lowest prices and has good quality items. I will bargain with him to try and bring the price lower. If I am satisfied, I will buy it. Compare 2 of your neighbors.
My neighbors vary quite a lot. On the right side of my house lives a couple in a fairly nice and well-maintained house. The man of the house has gray hair, but is very energetic and has a very friendly attitude. He works as an accountant. I get along with him very well, and sometimes he gives me tips for my accounting degree or work. His wife is an average-sized woman, but isn't very interesting to talk to. Across the street are some other neighbors that I like to talk to. They are a family of 5. One of the children is a girl, and the other 2 are boys. I talk with them whenever I can because I grew up and spent a lot of time with that family. Sometimes I play sports with the children or chat with the mother. The mother likes to give me relationship advice all the time. The most important comparison I have between my 2 neighbors is that I am a lot more formal to the couple and a lot more informal to the large family. I just feel closer to the family, and I have spent a lot more time with them. I would like to know additional things about your favorite furniture. Is there any special meaning associated with that furniture? Why is it so important to you?
My favorite piece of furniture is my bed. It is black, made of wood, and queen-sized. I spend so much time on it just sitting down or lying down. Very comfortable and acts as a great rest while watching something or reading a book. It is the perfect place for an afternoon nap or comfortable nighttime sleep. It is my comfortable area where I can lie down as much as I want and don't have to deal with anyone bothering or annoying me. I am convinced that my bed has some good luck attached to it in that regard. I love my bed.
What do you find to be the most difficult thing concerning household chores? Why do you think it is so difficult?
The hardest part about doing household chores is that it is annoying and you never feel motivated to do it. For example, vacuuming the floors is time-consuming and takes your focus away from other things that you consider much more interesting or important. After eating a delicious meal, you need to clean up the table and wash the dishes. That chore ruins what would have been a perfectly good dinner because you are forced to do work after eating such tasty cuisine. Other times, I might be tired after working or studying for a long period of time, and I have to do more work because of chores. They absolutely suck all the rest of the energy from inside of me. I want to know about your living room. Describe what it looks like and what you have in there.
I will describe the main living room as my house has two. In my main living room, there are beige couches that surround the giant flat-screen television. There is a colorful carpet on top of the floorboards, and it is very beautiful to look at. The room was painted a beige color. Behind the television is a window where it is possible to see the backyard. On the left of the television is a slide door that serves as an entrance to the backyard. There is also a small lamp in the corner if someone wanted to read a book by themselves. Give me an introduction to your neighborhood.
My neighborhood is known for being in the middle of nowhere. A short 10-minute walk from my house leads to two separate shopping streets where it is possible to buy daily groceries, visit the newsagent, or go to the bank. It also has two primary schools and a secondary school. Public transport is also highly reliable with many regular buses. A few churches and a Buddhist temple are also available for people who want to follow their religion. A gym, sports hall, swimming pools, soccer fields, playgrounds, and a running track is also available for the public to use. On certain days, the sports hall is used for activities, such as martial arts training or ballet. Your neighbor is going on vacation and has asked you to take care of things while he or she is away. Ask 4 or 5 questions to find out what you need to know.
When are you leaving and when will you come back? Who among your relatives should I contact in case something happens? How can I contact you overseas? Is there an alarm set? What is the password for the alarm in case I need to go inside? Do you want me to turn on your lights at night?
I'd like to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. You're having a problem with the window in your room. Call the building manager and leave a message asking 3 or 4 questions about how to get the window fixed.
Hello, Bob. My window is broken. My name is Stan, and I live in room 201. What do we need to do to get this fixed? How much do I pay? Will the owners cover some of the cost? Do you know how long until this will be fixed? Thanks. Have a good day. I'm sorry. There's a problem you need to resolve. You learned that the window repairman wouldn't be able to fix your window until next week. Call the repairman and give 2 or 3 reasons why it's very important to have the window repaired sooner.
Hello, Tim. I need you to get this window fixed as soon as possible because I'm having a lot of trouble with the humidity getting in and can barely sleep at night. Little bugs also manage to get inside and are causing havoc. On top of that, whenever it rains, the rainwater soaks the inside of my apartment. I need you to urgently fix it. Thanks. You want to rent an apartment. Talk to the building manager and describe what you want. Ask 4 or 5 questions to find out everything you need to know.
Hello, Joe. I was wondering how much the rent for this apartment is. Is it spacious and well lit? How big is it? How many rooms? Is heating and air conditioning included? I want an apartment that is not too cramped and has plenty of sunlight. It needs to have comfortable living conditions. I'd like to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. Imagine that a neighbor or a family member asks you to take care of his or her plants while he or she is away. Ask 3 or 4 questions to find out how to take care of the plants.
Hello there, Steph. How are you doing? I was going to ask a few questions about your plants. How often and when do you want me to water them? Do I need to add any mulch around them? Will you be back in time for weeding, or do you need me to do it? Where is your lawnmower for mowing the grass? I'm sorry, there's a problem that you need to resolve. While your neighbor or family member is gone, you notice that there's a serious problem with one of his or her favorite plants. Call him or her, explain the situation in detail, and make 2 or 3 suggestions.
Hello, Steph. How has your trip been? There seems to be a problem with one of your roses. It has grown something on the stem. I think it is a disease. I will probably either cut off the affected area or get rid of the entire stem altogether. Sprays are no longer effective because it grew too big. Maybe I'll take it to a nursery so that they will be able to deal with it best. I also know a few friends that are good with plants. They could try to save the plant, but I really doubt it is possible right now. I'm sorry, there's a problem that you need to resolve. You check your relative's house and see that the house has been robbed. Call the police. Describe who you are and what has happened.
Hello, a house has been robbed at 21st Street, Hongdae, Seoul. I saw a few men in hoodies loading valuables into a white van while the alarm at the house was going off. They both had dark hair and a skinny build. One was about 21 years old and the other 25. One was about 160 centimeters tall and the other 170 centimeters. The number plate of the van is 12345. My name is Cindy and I just saw this happen right now. My alien card registration number is 6789.
Day 9.
Tell me about the various things you can see when you enter a concert hall. What is it like? Give a description.
The first thing I see when going to a concert is the line outside of the concert building. There are old men that check the tickets. I then walk into the concert hall, up some lavish stairs, and enter through the main entrance. It is adorned with paintings, murals, and statues. I then make my way towards the private box. The corridor towards my seat has many paintings hung up. As I enter my box, it has a number of chairs and a table for me to put my drink on. Underneath, I can see rows and rows of red chairs for all the people. In front of all the chairs is the main stage. It has red curtains and a main stage with floor made of wood. I want to know a recent experience you had at the movies. Was it good or bad? What happened?
I regularly go to the movies by myself or with friends to see new releases. One time, my father decided to come with me to watch a movie he had been waiting to see. I thought the movie looked okay, so I said I would go with him. He ended up buying a large box of popcorn, churros, chips, ice cream, and drinks from the snack counter. I was surprised to see him bring so much food into the theater. He ate so loudly that his chewing was grating against my nerves. People changed seats because he was so loud. I even wanted to move away. Then the food that he bought ended up everywhere because he had so much of it. After all the food had been eaten, he would ask me questions throughout the movie and disturb me every 5 minutes as I was trying to watch it. Afterwards, I had to come back and watch the movie again because I couldn't concentrate with my father. Tell me about the similarities and differences between 2 concert halls that you've been to in the past. Which one did you prefer?
What a concert hall is can vary greatly. They can be gorgeously painted and decorated, or be a few boards and planks hammered together. My first ever concert was when I was in primary school. We built a stage out of planks and some old curtains that someone's parents donated. However, we had a great time with the play. All the parents from the neighborhood came to watch the play. Another concert hall I went to was a stark contrast to this one. It glittered with gold leaf and expensive furnishings. The building is 4 stories and could hold thousands of people to watch the opera. What do you usually do before and after going to the movies? Tell me your typical routine when you go to the movie theater.
Before I go to watch a movie, I research which movies are being screened. I then call friends to see if any are willing to join me. If it is possible to get a group of friends willing to watch a movie, we will first go out for a meal an hour prior to the movie and then head to the theater. Considering that the movie ends at a reasonable time, my friends and I may choose to either indulge in coffee or enjoy a beer. However, if the movie ended at a late time or my friends have to work the next day, we would simply go our separate ways. If nobody decides to join me, I would choose to attend an early discounted session. Since I attended the early show by myself, I could treat myself to some ice cream or read a novel at a coffee shop for relaxation after watching the movie.
Day 10. Everyone has or used to have a certain favorite actor or actress. Tell me yours. When was it that you first heard of them? Why did you become interested in that actor or actress? Why are they your favorite?
I have a number of favorite actors. One of them is Morgan Freeman. He has acted brilliantly in a number of movies, such as The Shawshank Redemption and Seven. His acting has always been of very high quality with an excellent display of emotion. Many others also note his talent in being an exceptional narrator. He is 76 years old. He has dark eyes, an easygoing face, and typically short, frizzy hair. Tell me about the movie you have recently watched. What was your overall impression? What was the movie about? Tell me in detail.
I have recently watched an Academy Award film, Animal Kingdom. In one word, the movie was surprising. The filming took place in Africa, which is very far from my home country of Korea. Since Africa is very famous for its wildlife, I spotted many recognizable animals, such as the zebra, lion, and giraffe. You can actually see a lot of similarities between the movie and real life. Jessica Alba, who played an animal trainer, got through many hardships with the animals she trained. The movie depicts a true friendship between humans and animals. You also get a first-hand experience of environmental problems faced by African wildlife in the movie. In the final scene, the animals started to die from those problems, and Jessica worked to rescue them. The story also involves how animals are being threatened by desertification. You said that you often go see a concert. What happens at concerts? Tell me in detail.
I go to concerts to visit my favorite bands. I once went to a concert by the Cat Empire. I am a very big fan of their music and enjoy listening to it all the time. I also have their entire music collection. While I was there, I enjoyed their music and tried to get anything that they gave to the audience. I was also lucky enough to meet a couple of them backstage. The atmosphere for live concerts is much better than just listening by myself on an MP3. The people around me also enjoyed it, and that made the listening a lot more exciting. I also get to meet many people with the same music taste. Finally, live music just sounds much better. It is great to listen to the raw music rather than something altered in a studio. What can you see when you enter the concert hall? Describe a concert hall that you recently visited.
I once went to a concert hall called the Imagine. It is in the middle of Seoul and is very famous and beautiful. It is most famous for having classical music performances. I have listened to music by Beethoven there. The musicians that have played there are amazing. It is large and has 4 stories. It can hold 1,000 people. The ceiling is painted to look like the sky. The inside looks like an old building. I even saw a couple of very impressive statues that lined the hallways. The chairs are quite comfortable and black. Even the stage is impressive. It is big enough to be used for ballet or large orchestras. Someone is eating food loudly and distracting you from watching your movie. Talk to them and find 2 or 3 solutions so that you can continue without being interrupted.
Hey, excuse me, can you please stop making such loud noises? It is distracting me from the movie. It sounds like there is a clipper in here, chomping up bark. Honestly, I have reached the limit of my patience. I will tell you right now, you need to either eat quietly and let me watch this movie in peace, or you need to stop eating altogether and save us what little is left of our sanity. If you don't stop doing this, I will call an usher and complain about your behavior.
Someone has sat in your seat in the concert hall because they have the same ticket. Find a staff member and explain your problem. Then suggest 2 or 3 ways to solve the problem.
Hello, my name is Angela, and this is my ticket. It turns out that someone sat in my seat because they have the same ticket. I am very upset because I paid a lot for that seat. I want to either get a new seat in a similar area or a better seat. Don't think that you can try to put me in a place that is worse than what I originally paid for. I don't want a refund either because I came all this way to watch the show. Make up your mind. You and your partner have a disagreement about which movie to watch, and both of you will not back down. Figure out 2 or 3 ways to decide which movie to watch.
So you want to watch that romance movie, but I want to watch this action movie. There is no way that you will change your decision. I really want to watch the action movie, though. In the cinema, it has a much better atmosphere. This is tough. All right, then. We need a way to decide this. I have thought of 2 ways that we can do this. Let's go to the ticket booth and ask which movie they prefer. Whichever one they choose will be the movie that we will watch. Either that, or we can go to the movie that is on the soonest without looking at the times. Completely reasonable. Which game of chance do you want to play? Tell me about the things that you take with you to a park.
There are a lot of things I bring when I go to the park with my family. I bring my bike, CD player, digital camera, novel books, and snacks with beer. I bring my bike because there is a nice bike road along with the riverside. I feel like flying in the sky when I ride my bike on that road. I also bring a CD player and novel books because it is pleasant to read in the park while other family members are chatting over their current affairs. While we sit on the grass with the blankets spread, snacks with beer is an essential thing to bring. There is nothing better than having snack time in the breezy weather with my family. I always bring my digital camera and capture valuable moments of my family's bonding time. I want to know about one memorable experience you had at a park. Tell me the story and why it is so remarkable.
My family went there for a picnic last weekend. The park that we visited was near the ocean, which had many trees for shade, a barbecue area, and grass for sitting on. We put a blanket on top of the grass and put all of our food and drinks on top. Then we took the barbecue out of the car and set it up. My mother prepared lots of meat, and I helped my father to cook it. The meat was very delicious. Then we played with the soccer ball that we brought. I teased my younger brother with the ball as we played. After that, we took out a watermelon and cut it up. The watermelon was very juicy and delicious. We left the park as it started to get dark.
I want you to tell me one of your experiences while riding a bike in a park. What sorts of things happened?
One time, I went riding my bike at a park. It was a cool day, so I wore a jacket and beanie. I entered the main trail because I liked looking at the calming scenery of the green leaves and could hear birds chirping. As I was riding my bike on one of the trails, I spotted a fox. It was red and very beautiful. It was chasing a rabbit, but the rabbit managed to get into its house before the red fox caught it. The sight was very interesting. The fox then walked away disappointed. After some more riding, I saw that someone had fallen over. I went over and helped him up. I made sure that they were feeling fine and rode away. When I arrived back home, I realized that my bike ride in the park was much more eventful than usual. I want you to choose two parks. Now compare them. How are they different or similar? Which one is your favorite?
There are two major parks in my city. There are the Central Park and Grand Park. The Central Park is full of many different types of flowers and trees. It even has an area that is filled with roses. There is a greenhouse for tropical plants and has very famous bats, which live in some of the trees. The Grand Park has more open grass areas and large trees. It is a good place for a picnic under the cool shade during the summer and is close to a river. I prefer to go to the Central Park because it looks very beautiful and I like to walk through there. I enjoy the Rose Park very much because it feels like I am in the middle of a huge ocean of red and pink roses. You have recently been to a park. What sorts of experiences did you have? Tell me everything that happened during your time at the park.
I like to do a lot of exercises to keep my fitness up. I like to walk, run, and ride bikes as training for the upcoming marathon. When I arrive at the park, I first stretch and warm myself up to prevent the chance of injuring myself. Then, I start to walk through the trails. After about 10 minutes of walking, I start to jog. I change between jogging and sprinting every few minutes. This trains me to be fast for a long period of time. I will run like this for 40 minutes and sweat a lot. This way, I know that I trained very well. I also bring my bike to the park and ride for a few hours to properly work my legs and build muscle. Training like I do takes a lot of time, and I cannot wait to show everyone how much I have improved. Day 12. Which kinds of people will you see at a park that you frequently visit? What kinds of activities do those people do?
At the park I usually go to, there are many people from many ages. There are children with their families, having a picnic or playing sports on the grass. There are young adults who are jogging to get some exercise. There are older people too. Some like to walk along the sidewalk near the river, and others like to go fishing. There are also university students and park caretakers who come to do research about the animals that live in the park and pollution in the water. There are also very serious athletes who put a lot of effort into exercising. I can tell who they are because of their very tight and brightly colored clothes. What sorts of facilities will I be able to find at a park you know?
There are various things to see in the park. At one park, I can see a sports ground where I play soccer, as well as a baseball pitch. There are also tennis courts for the people who go to play at the tennis club. There is a very big playground for little kids to play on while their families are relaxing, and a club room for the soccer team that trains there. There are toilets available and parking areas for cars. Near the car parks is a track that goes along the river on both sides. When I walk along that track, I see bushes, butterflies, rabbits, and blackberry bushes. It was a very nice and scenic walk full of trees. The park also has electric barbecues for cooking food. It is very convenient, and many people like to use them. Tell me about the activities that you do at a park. What are they? Is there someone that goes to the park with you?
When I go to a park, it is usually with either friends or family. With my family, it is to spend some time walking, having a picnic, or a delicious barbecue. Sometimes I play sports with my brothers or cousins and have a fun time. When I go with friends, it is because they want to play a sport. We like to play soccer most of the time, so we choose our teams and spend a long time playing for exercise. There are times I like to go alone, just for a jog or walk for exercise, since the park has a very nice path near the river. I may also sometimes just go to the park and lie down on the grass if it is a sunny day. The warm feeling on my skin is very pleasurable. What is the biggest park in your city? Tell me about the appearance, the people that visit, and what you can do there.
The biggest park in my city is the Citizen Park. It is very close to the city center and is right next to a major river. It is extremely big and has many large trees to provide shade to visitors. There are also many sitting and barbecue facilities around the park. Recently, it received an upgrade and now has a big flower garden and lake for visitors to walk around. Many people who go to this park do it with family or friends to just relax after work or during the weekends. Sometimes, couples like to go there and sit on a bench. It can become very romantic at night because the city lights reflect on the river and make a spectacular light show. There are also small kiosks inside the park in case anyone wants to buy an ice cream during summer or delicious hot fudge during the winter. You lose your friend in the park. Call him or her and suggest 2 or 3 ways of finding each other again.
Hey, Emily, seems like we got separated. Where did you go, you airhead? I don't know why you get lost so easily. I was literally just standing at the exact same spot. It's not like you had to traverse across a mountain range. Anyways, I know what to do in order to find you. Tell me what you see, anything that I can use as a landmark. Or you could walk back to the toilets and I will find you there. You can retrace your steps, can't you? All right, mate. See you soon. You prepare to have a barbecue, but it suddenly starts to rain. Find 2 or 3 solutions to the problem and continue the barbecue.
The rain just started, but I still want to have a barbecue. I don't want to have all this effort go to waste. Hey, Alex, why don't we try to find a dry spot to have our barbecue? I have a few ideas. There should be some shelters nearby for days like these. There always is some sort of place to have a barbecue under. Another idea I have is simply going to a restaurant and having a barbecue there. What's your take on all of this?
Your friend cannot come to the picnic because of sickness. Find 2 or 3 solutions to this problem so that he or she may come.
Hello, Yudi. It's Jim. Are you sick, Yudi? Are you feeling all right? I heard about it from Julie. You aren't that badly sick. We've been planning this for weeks, mate. You can't bail on us now just because of a few sneezes. I tell you what, if you come today, I'll take extra good care of you. I'll drop by the pharmacy and get you some medicine to make you feel better. I'll even tell Timmy to bring some of his famous energy soup. It will definitely make you feel better. You have no excuse to miss this. It turns out that someone forgot the ice for the cold drinks. Think up 2 or 3 ways of finding ice so that the drinks don't go warm.
Good morning, Emily. Apparently, Terry forgot to bring the ice, so we have no way to cool all the drinks and fruits. I've been thinking about what we can do before we all hit the beach, because nobody wants to be out in the heat without anything to cool them down. If you are still on your way here, could you head on over to a gas station and get a bag of ice? If you can't do that, it's fine. I'll call David and see if he can, since he hasn't come yet.
Day 13.
What kind of cooking utensils do you like to use?
Because there are so many utensils for cooking, I'll just mention a few that are important to me. Firstly, there are pots and pans. Pots are used to cook things in liquid, like boiling eggs, vegetables, or pastas, while pans are used to fry certain foods like pancakes. After this, blenders are very important to mix the ingredients of certain recipes together smoothly and evenly. The spatula is also an important cooking utensil that I have used. Spatulas are used for flipping food in frying pans to make sure both sides are evenly cooked. While cooking, did something funny or unexpected occur? What was it? Tell me the whole story.
One time, I was trying to cook pancakes. It was my first time, and I had never watched my mother do it, so I just used a recipe from the internet. The recipe I found said that I needed to add baking soda, but never specified how much. So I just added some by guessing how much I needed. Then I began to make the pancakes, but realized that something was weird. The pancakes were a lot thicker than they should have been. Instead of being flat, they grew and looked more like a sponge cake. The pancakes were probably 7 centimeters thick. I realized that I had put too much baking soda. I tried to eat them, but they were too salty from the soda. I also got scolded by my mom for wasting ingredients that day. Has there been any change in the way you cook between this year and last year? What kind of change? Why?
Last year, much of the food I would cook was very basic. Things like simple boiled eggs and toast, or light dinner if I was hungry. I didn't really cook much or bother with trying to learn. I then went overseas for many months and forced myself to learn cooking. I learned how to properly prepare and cook food. It was a very good experience. Now, I can cook properly and prepare a good dinner which tastes delicious. It is full of many flavors and spices. Day 14. Do you have a favorite food? Tell me how you cook your favorite dish. Tell me the process of cooking the food.
My favorite dish to cook is a simple chicken noodle stir-fry. It is easy to make and requires no skill. Just cut the chicken into small pieces and pour into a frying pan with olive oil. Let it cook and make sure the inside of the meat is white. Then add the noodles and any vegetables you have. After warming up and slightly cooking the noodles, Pour some sauce on the food and mix thoroughly. Then serve it on a dish. Simple and delicious. Do you like to cook with other people? Who would you say you cook with the most? Tell me any good memories you have of cooking with that person.
I used to cook with my neighbor, Ms. Kim. Every Saturday, I went over to her house to learn how to cook delicious food. I learned for 2 months during winter vacation, and many things happened. Last September, I was supposed to learn how to cook pizza. Before I went to her house, I searched online about how to make a margarita pizza. I chose the one that looked the easiest and printed it out. I went to Ms. Kim's house and started making pizza with her. After we put the pizza in the oven, we decided to watch a TV show. We focused on the TV show so much that we totally forgot about the pizza in the oven. Unfortunately, the pizza was all burnt. I felt very frustrated, but we ended up laughing it off. Afterwards, we just made kimchi fried rice, as it is easy to make. Thinking back to that day causes me to laugh a lot, which means I won't be able to ever forget it. Give me a description of one of the home cooking appliances you like to use when cooking.
I have a toaster, which I usually use to toast bread. First, I put the bread into one of the slots at the top. I then press a button for it to start toasting the bread. After some time, the bread pops up. This is when the bread has been toasted. There are settings for how much I want my bread toasted. After finishing, I turn off the electricity and pack up the toaster.
Tell me what happened last time you cooked for another person.
The last time I cooked was for my boyfriend. I picked the simplest and most foolproof recipe, spaghetti. I opened a packet of spaghetti and poured it into a pot full of boiling water. I added some salt to prevent the spaghetti from sticking together. While cooking, I turned on another stove and made the spaghetti sauce. I poured some olive oil, a cup of water, a cup of tomato sauce. I mixed them together on low heat. When the spaghetti was cooked, I drained the water away and rinsed the spaghetti with fresh water to take away the salty flavor. What kind of a place do you cook in? Tell me about what you can find and see there.
My kitchen is very large. It is shaped like a horseshoe. There is a big kitchen table where we cut things and can place mixing machines or trays. Underneath that table, there are cupboards for storing plates. Next to the table is the sink area. Below the sink is a cupboard where we store material for cleaning the kitchen and a dishwasher. Beside the sink is the cooking area. It has a gas stove and an oven. There are many more cupboards around there for keeping food. The fridge is at the very end. You are working in a kitchen and accidentally spill a hot soup onto the floor. Explain what happened to your manager.
Hey, Jill, I just dropped a big batch of soup. It really was an accident. While I was holding it with some mittens, it was so heavy that it slipped out of my hands. The floor was a little slippery too, which didn't help at all. I am really sorry about it, but there was nothing I could do. Do you know where I can find the forms for filling out workplace accidents? I'll submit it straight away. I am really sorry about what happened.
Your microwave has just broken. Call the manufacturer and suggest 2 or 3 possible solutions to the problem.
Hello, my name is Alice, and my microwave has just broken down. Its identification number is 12345. I was using it to melt some butter for my cake, but suddenly it short-circuited and stopped working. I have a 2-year warranty. I would like to get a refund or at least some credits to buy a different model microwave. I am not happy with this one because it broke in only 1 month. I will wait for your reply. You want to bake a cake, but you cannot find any flour. Call your mother, explain why it is missing, and offer 2 or 3 solutions.
Hello, Mom. The flour went missing. I really don't know where it went. I looked in the pantry today and couldn't find it. I even tried the storage room. Nothing. Could you do me a favor while you are still out and pick up a bag of flour? Just a simple bag of plain flour from a nearby supermarket. I would go myself, but the supermarket is quite far from my house. If not, could you call Father and tell him to do that? Thanks a lot, Mom. Do you ride a bike? What are parts of the bike?
My bicycle is my treasure. It is made up of expensive and high-quality products. Hence, it is pricey. The seat is made up of cow leather. It is brown in color and is triangular in shape. The body is made of fiberglass. It is red. There is also XXX written on the frame of the bicycle. On top of that, it has 2 large tires. Each tire is approximately 20 centimeters in diameter. Since I usually carry a bag with me when I travel, I bought a bicycle with a basket on the front. It is made of rattan. As for the handles, they are also made up of leather. It also has brakes which help me to control the bicycle and avoid me from hurting myself while on the bicycle. When was it that you first began to ride a bike? What are some of your favorite places to ride your bike? Where do you frequently ride your bike? Are there any reasons why you like to ride bikes so much?
I became interested in riding a bike while I was very young. When I was 4 years old, I was riding with training wheels on. I wanted to ride my bike without them, like my father. I practiced hard every day. Eventually, I became so good that I could ride bikes with my friends without training wheels. There are a few parks near my house. I'd ride there as there were many hills, and I loved going down a hill with my bike. The wind in my hair and the excitement of doing it made me want to do it again and again. Then I decided to ride to the city. I ended up riding my bike for 28 kilometers that day, to the city and back. I'll never forget how proud I was of myself when that was over. These days, I usually ride my bicycle at parks. I feel calm when I am riding near trees and lakes. It is very pleasant and takes my tiredness away.
Tell me about whom you played with and what you did the last time you played an outdoor sport.
The last time I played an outdoor sport was with some friends of mine. We all decided to jump in a pool and play some swimming game. Since one of my friends has a swimming pool in his backyard, it was really convenient for us to meet up and prepare. There were some small portable soccer goals that another one of my friends brought along. I made sure to supply us with some cold beers after the game was decided. We would need them after playing under the scorching sun. The game ended in an upset. The other team was winning by 3 goals by middle time. When the game ended, we had managed to win 5-4. One of the most thrilling wins I've ever had. Make a comparison between running and jogging. Which do you like more?
There are several similarities and differences between jogging and walking that I know of. Let me tell you the common things first. Both walking and jogging are activities that help you stay healthy, lose weight, and have a good figure. Also, there is no equipment or expensive exercise machines that you need to buy to walk or jog. Without any limitations, we can go outside and do it anywhere we want, even in the house if you have a treadmill. There are a few differences. Jogging has more oxygen consumption than walking. This means that you burn more calories while jogging. Also, jogging can put more stress on a person's muscles, so you should cool your muscles down after running. Finally, if you do it in the wrong way, jogging can cause injuries. Overall, both walking and jogging are intended for losing weight. I can go walking when I am tired, and I can also go jogging whenever I feel like speeding up. How and what do you prepare before going on a jog? What do you do after jogging? Tell me about it.
Before I go out for running, I make sure to wear proper attire and running shoes. First, I take vitamin C. Then, I do a warm-up before jogging. If I go alone, I just perform simple stretching to make sure my joints and muscles are ready for running. If I go with my friends or family, we play a brief game of catch to warm up our bodies. If we do not warm up, any stiffness in the muscles may cause injuries. After running, I cool down my body to lower my heart rate. Thus, I feel much more energized and stronger after cooling down. Cooling down is as important as warming up. It relaxes our muscles in order not to get injured by suddenly stopping exercise and giving our body time to adjust. What's your exercise routine?
I like to work out in a massive gym near my home. It is fit for a king. It takes me around 10 minutes to get there by foot. The first thing I do is hit the treadmill. I can sweat out all the impurities in my body and get my blood pumping. Afterwards, I do some weights in order to build up my muscles and stay in shape. This is a very important step. I always do a lot of weights. It is important to be careful about the gym. Going too often and working out all the time can actually harm your body. I only go 3 days a week to the gym for this reason. There was one personal friend who went too often and hurt himself a lot. I took many lessons out of his experiences. Do you have anyone that you exercise with? Why do you do it with him or her? Tell me about a memorable time you had with him or her while exercising.
I usually walk with one of my friends from university. We met in the mountaineering club and would go regularly bushwalking together. After some time, we decided that the hiking offered by the club was not enough, so we would jump into one of our cars and drive to a mountain in the countryside to hike. I go with him because he is quite chirpy and is good company. We can joke about many things, and it makes the time pass quickly as we scale up the side of the mountain. He has been a very good companion for the time we have spent together. One time, Brendan was climbing a cliff and accidentally grabbed onto a snake instead of a rock. He yelled and fell, but I caught him. I still laugh about it to this day.
Tell me about your favorite soccer player. What kind of person is he? Can you tell me about what he looks like and his personality? Why is that soccer player so well liked by you?
Soccer has a number of stars. Kaká is one that stands out to me. Kaká is a Brazilian star at the age of 27 and plays in the midfield. He has a very accomplished career in soccer and is well known for his feats and loyalty to his club. Unfortunately, because of his age and injuries, he has slowed down compared to how he was in the past, like a blunted knife, but still retains much of his sought-after skill. He possesses a wide, friendly smile, dark hair, a tanned complexion, and dark eyes. His friendly facial features make him very likable and approachable. Kaká has also maintained his extremely good physical condition throughout his career and therefore has a well-developed figure. I want to know the details of your bike. What type is it? What kind of shoes do you use while biking? What do they also look like?
My current bicycle is a mountain bike. It is a tough bike and has big wheels, so that the bike doesn't slip in mud. It isn't very colorful. It just has gray, black, and white colors. Not a very fashionable bike. I bought it for riding in rough places, so it doesn't look very nice and only cares about comfort. I don't like having any unnecessary accessories on my bike. It has a bell for ringing in case there is someone ahead that I need to warn. My bike also has a place for me to put a water bottle. It has a very comfortable seat to sit on. It has 6 gears for me to use, which I can adjust. I can change it so that it is easier to ride up a hill. This makes riding my bike really easy and simple. It is not too tiring and I am always in control. My current biking shoes are just normal runners. Since when did you become interested in riding a bike? Tell me the reasons you like to go bike riding.
I've liked bike riding ever since I was a young child. I would go riding with my father, uncle, and cousins very often down tracks and have very good memories of it. After a while, I started to also ride with my friends to random parts of the neighborhood. We even rode 15 kilometers to the city a few times as a challenge. I had a lot of fun with my friends as I discovered many parts of my city that I did not know about before. Now, riding is something I do to stay in shape. The feeling of going at high speed down a hill is very thrilling, and I enjoy the scenery I pass by every day.
I want to know how to play soccer. Tell me about the game and how to play.
Soccer is a team-based game. It uses a round ball and a pair of goals to shoot the ball into. The players all have to use their body, except for their arms and hands, to score. The only player that can use hands and arms is the goalkeeper. His job is to prevent the other team from scoring by being near the goals. He's got a very tough job. Soccer is also a very speedy and skillful game. It requires an alert mind and burning passion to play well. My favorite part of soccer is scoring a goal. It is always so satisfying that I end up jumping for joy. Nothing compares to knowing how you contributed to a team win. Tell me about your favorite place for bike riding.
My favorite place for bike riding is along the beach. It is beautiful on a sunny day as there are many tropical trees, making it look nice, and the sea keeps me cool. It is a very nice beach. There are many people selling many different types of drinks and ice cream. I like to sometimes stop my bike to buy a drink or dessert. There are also many places to have lunch if I ever get hungry. Apart from that, there are many older houses that look really beautiful and decorated. It is a very popular place, so I must be careful not to crash into someone while riding my bike. Do you like to go to the stadium very often or not at all? When and how would you go there? Is there anyone else that you like to take with you to the stadium?
Chamshil has a soccer stadium. I usually take the bus or subway to get there. It only takes an hour to get there from my house. As soon as you get out of the subway, you can see the big sign of the stadium, which tells you to go straight. Soon, you can see different sized stadiums which are used as a concert hall or athletic ceremony. I usually go with my friends since we are huge big fans of our soccer team. Sometimes, we go to see concerts and musicals. In that case, reserving seats is necessary unless we want to wait outside for a long time. While using the treadmill at the gym, it broke down. Explain to the gym manager what just happened and offer 2 or 3 solutions.
Hello, Josh. The treadmill I was on just broke down. I didn't do anything crazy. It just couldn't keep going. I think it is about time that you replaced many of these things anyways. They are quite old models. About the broken one, do you still have the warranty on it? Maybe you can call the manufacturers and ask them to fix it or replace it. I don't know what they would say to these old models, though. However, I know someone that can repair this for relatively cheap. If you want, I could give you his number. What do you think?
You are running outside and accidentally hurt your ankle. You cannot walk because it is too painful. Call an ambulance and explain what happened. Then suggest 2 or 3 things that will make you feel less pain.
Hello, my name is Alice. I just hurt my ankle while running. It is so painful that I cannot walk. My location is DOR running track. I am on the track right now. How long will it take to get here? I think I will try to massage my ankle and see if that helps at all. However, I am afraid that I might hurt it more. I will also call one of the workers here to bring ice and set it on my ankle. Should I try walking on it again after a few minutes to see how it is? It really hurts right now. You are riding your bike and accidentally ride into a person. The person is hurt. Suggest 2 or 3 things that you can do to help them.
Are you okay? Are you hurt at all? I didn't see you as I was riding my bike down the bike lane. You really shouldn't jump out of the corner like that onto the bike lane. It is really dangerous. Do you need to see a doctor? I can call an ambulance too if you really need it. Here's a bottle of water if you need it. How are you feeling now? What do you do during your vacation? Do you do anything at home during that time?
During my vacation, I spend my time doing a variety of things. I may spend hours in front of the computer playing my favorite games because they require lots of time and thinking to finish. I also have a job at a bakery. It is close by and I work there as a part-timer. I arrive very early in the morning and start to bake bread from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. It is very tiring but pays well. Some days I just want to be lazy, so I just download some TV series onto my laptop and sit around all day watching them. Learning new languages also intrigues me, so I have a habit of trying to learn a new language or improve my current languages by studying for an hour every day. How do you prepare for a trip? Which things do you need?
There are many things I usually prepare when I plan to go on a trip. I bring some medicine because I heard that medicine produced by foreign countries might not be suitable for us. I try to pack the least amount of clothes as possible since it is too heavy to carry all of them. I always bring a cap during summer, especially the one with a large visor, which was bought by my father because it provides me with sufficient protection from the sunlight. Sunglasses are essential when one travels abroad. This is because the strong sunlight could affect our eyes. Tell me about your experience of going overseas. What kinds of things did you do and see? I want to know of one important and memorable experience that you had while overseas.
When I was a freshman, I traveled to Paris during summer with 2 friends. The trip was 2 months long. It had always been my dream to visit Paris ever since taking French lessons in high school. We mostly did a lot of sightseeing. The most memorable moment was admiring the night view of the Eiffel Tower. We then sat and drank a bottle of wine. It had a very good taste, as France is famous for good wine. As the Eiffel Tower glittered and I felt a light breeze, it felt like I was flying in the sky. I cannot explain the feeling in a word. I tried the snail cuisine. It was completely new, and I had only seen it in books. The taste was not as good as I expected. The trip was very meaningful to me, as it was my first overseas trip. I am planning to go on my next overseas trip this upcoming winter. Between two tourist spots you have been to, give me why you preferred one over the other.
Two places that I really enjoyed as a tourist spot were the Elephant Islands in Mumbai, India, and Harajuku in Tokyo, Japan. The Elephant Islands are about 30 minutes away by boat from the city of Mumbai. It has caves where people used to live and is completely covered by temples all over the place. There were also many naughty monkeys who stole my water bottle. Harajuku is a street in the middle of Tokyo. It is renowned for having many weird people with a very unorthodox fashion sense. Of the two, I preferred the Elephant Island as it was a lot more interesting. Harajuku was just weird, as I just wanted to see what was there and get out as soon as I could. Give me a rundown on how you prepare for a trip from the very beginning to the end.
Before I go abroad, the first thing I do is think of places I would like to visit. After doing that, I decide upon a budget and see which places would most likely fit into the budget. Then I start to do research to see how much air travel, insurance, accommodation, general transport, food, shopping, medicine, the visa, and other expenses would cost me to get to my destination and spend time there. I am very meticulous and like to plan out everything. I look at where I will go and how many people will come with me. Then I will go to the embassy to get my visa sorted. After that, I buy my plane tickets and my travel insurance. Do you like to travel with others? Who have you traveled with before? Why did you choose that person, and did you enjoy having them with you?
I traveled with one friend to Russia for a month. He was a friend I had met a few years earlier in Australia. We decided to travel together because we both wanted to get out of Korea. My friend's name is Rolf. Rolf was a very laid-back and easygoing guy who was very likable, agreeable, and smart. I enjoyed spending time with him as he was funny and didn't get upset easily. The trip turned out to be great. We got to see all of the places that we wanted to and didn't waste time for no reason. Was there a special delicious dish that you ate or special souvenir that you brought back from your travels? Describe it to me.
I bought a good luck charm while I was in Japan. It was during the major festival in Kyoto, and I got it from a shrine. It is for good luck in relationships. The charm is like a pouch. It is red and has a white, thick string attached. I don't know what is inside. On the front and back are symbols and Japanese writing in gold. I'm not entirely sure what they mean. There are also many smaller patterns in the red background, pictures and swirls. Very beautiful. I hope it gives me a lot of luck. Tell me the sorts of things you did while traveling overseas. Did you enjoy doing them? Why? Who did you share the experience with?
I mainly traveled to tourist areas and went sightseeing. Basically, it consisted of palaces, temples, shopping areas, checking out the nightlife, and eating the food. I want to experience the culture and see what living in that country is like. I really have had a lot of fun and have felt very satisfied whenever I have done this. I travel with friends, family, or alone. I prefer to be with friends, but also like to go out by myself and explore by myself once in a while. I want to know about one location you stayed at while overseas. Describe it to me. Were you happy with it? Why?
One place that I stayed at was a hostel in Tokyo. It was in a very nice location. It was a 2-floor building with authentic Japanese baths, a kitchen for cooking, and comfortable temperature. It also included a washer and dryer, as well as fast internet connection. There is also a place for people to sit down at a table and talk to one another, as well as a machine for free coffee. Overall, I would recommend this hostel to everyone going to Tokyo. The customer service was magnificent. I really liked it more than some of the really expensive hotels, because by the end of my 2-week stay, I really did not want to leave. It turns out that your plane tickets were double booked. Call the airline and explain what just happened. Offer them a number of solutions to this problem.
Hello, my name is Andrew, and I have a problem with your ticketing services. About a month ago, I bought a ticket to Poland. However, the ticket was double booked. I now cannot go to Poland because of your company's mistake. I also need to get there as soon as possible because I have a business meeting. I need you to either put me in another seat on the plane or put me on a different flight. It is imperative that I reach my destination on time. You are in a foreign country and it turns out that there is a problem with your visa. Talk to the authorities, explain your situation, and suggest 2 or 3 solutions.
It isn't my fault that my visa isn't properly done. I gave it to the embassy in my home country, and they were supposed to do it properly with all of the stamps. If something is missing, there is nothing I can do. You can complain to them and tell them about their mistake if you want to. Why do I need to be punished because of the mistake of your own embassy services? There is no way I would have known about it because it is the first time I am coming here. You can either let me through the gates or I will be taking this up higher. What's happening now is a disgrace. I have to be at a meeting in a few hours and you are holding me up. While on tour, you get lost. You need to call up the tour guide and suggest 2 or 3 ways for you to meet with them again.
Hello, Steve. It's me, Albert. It seems that I've lost the group and I cannot see you guys. I was walking with you all near the Colosseum and got sidetracked by the many small stalls. When I looked up, everyone was nowhere to be found. Are you near any landmarks right now? Maybe I can catch up to you all without slowing you down. I have a map. If that's not possible, I can wait here and you can quickly come back to get me. I don't think you could have gone too far by now. So, what do you say? You are traveling with your friend, but cannot find a plane or train to the next city. Discuss a few other ways of getting to your next destination.
Robert, there seems to be a problem with getting to our next destination. There is no plane or train that can take us there. I'm starting to wonder what we will do. Come to think of it, I was talking to Oscar about visiting this area a few months ago because he's already been there. I think he said that he took the bus, about a 16-hour drive. Either that or we can try to hitch a ride all the way to the next place. The people in this country are really kind, so I think they would oblige. What do you think? You are with your friend and it turns out that your plane was delayed by a few hours. What will you do in that time? Talk to your friend and find 2 or 3 solutions.
Hey, Matt, what do you want to do for the next few hours? It's too bad that our plane was delayed by so much, but what can we possibly do now? We may as well wait it out and try to occupy ourselves with something else. I saw a machine that said extreme coffee. It sounds interesting. I want to try this extreme coffee. However, if you are feeling a little peckish, we can head on over to the food court to get a bite. A local delicacy, maybe? It's all up to you. You cannot find where a famous monument is. Suggest 2 or 3 ways of how you can find out where you need to go with your friend.
It seems like we have no idea where we are going. Frankly, I cannot seem to find the temple. When I looked on the internet, it showed that we needed to go this way. However, the signs on the train station pointed the other way and didn't really show us exactly where to go. I have a couple of ideas. Why don't we try asking someone? I know a few words of the local language that we can use.